and I mean the strongest teenage boy human to the weakest senior citizen. God says that my people, my creatures called humans, need a day of rest. And it's God's gift to us. And they squandered His gift of manna and quail, and they squandered the gift of the Sabbath. It's a holy Sabbath to the Lord. Look at verse 24. So they laid it up until morning as Moses commanded, and it did not stink. So the first 6 days you didn't get it in the morning. Whatever was left over would stink. Here, they saved it for 2 days. It didn't stink, and there were no worms in it. Then Moses said, eat that today, for today is a Sabbath to the Lord. Tomorrow you will not find it in the field. Is that confusing? Tomorrow, say this with me. Tomorrow you will not find that in the field. It's pretty simple. Verse 26. 6 days you shall gather it, but on the seventh day, the Sabbath, there will be none. Now it happened that some of the people went out on the seventh day to gather, but they found none. And the Lord said to Moses, how long do you refuse to keep my commandments and my laws? Moses, God is getting on Moses. You got to tell your people day in and day out. It's hard not to see the humor in this, because you will see Moses, and really every pastor probably and has something in common with Moses. When the people are doing well, we say this to God: God, thank you for my people. I love my people today, God. But when you're not doing what God wants you to do, I pull a Moses. I'm going to be honest with you. I pull a Moses and I say about you, I say, God, you can have your people. What's up with your people? You're not mine. When you don't do things, I think, I don't call you mine. God, your people are a mess. See, the Lord has given, verse 29, has given you the Sabbath, therefore He gives you on the 6th day bread for 2 days. Let every man remain in his place. Let no man go out of his place. Rest. Get your body some rest. I want you strong those other days. Don't wear yourself out. So the people rested on the 7th day, and the house of Israel called its name manna. This bread was called manna. And it was like a white coriander seed, and the taste of it was like wafers made with honey. Be honest, folks. How many of you are hungry right now? Just your belly's grumbling right now. Let me see how many honest people we have. That sounds pretty good, doesn't it? Wafers with honey. That's the good news of manna. Then Moses said, this is the thing which the Lord had commanded. Fill an omer with it to be kept for your generations, that they may see the bread with which I fed you in the wilderness when I brought you out of the land of Egypt. Put it in a jar and show it to the generations. And you say, this is how God provided for us. Mom and Daddy, how did you make it from Egypt to the promised land? Where, did you stop at Chili's? Did you stop at Ruby Tuesdays? Where did you stop? Oh no, son, there were no stores. No stores, not any. Well, how did you eat? God provided bread in the morning, quail at night. How did He do it? I don't know. But He did it every day. God did exactly what He said He would do. Keep this, He says. Remind your children. And that lasted forever. Lasted forever. Verse 33, Moses said to Aaron, take a pot, put an omer in manna, lay it before them, be kept. And the Lord commanded Moses, verse 34. So Aaron laid it up before the testimony to be kept. And the children of Israel ate manna 40 years. Uh-oh. Sounded good when I talked about wafer and honey. Now, this may not be the best part. Here's what you didn't hear in the wilderness. You ready for this? Never heard this from the kids. Hey, Mom, what are we having for breakfast? Manna. How about tomorrow? Thinking manna, maybe, in the morning. What about Tuesday? Likelihood, manna. You give a group of complainers the same thing every day, what are you going to get? You're going to get different reactions, are you not? And they ate it 40 years until they came into the inhabited land. And they ate manna until they came to the border of the land of Canaan. And then the very last verse, it answers the question so many of you are wondering. Now, an omer is 1/10 of an ephah. Anybody wondered that? I didn't think so. And in John chapter 6, we have a similar situation. You probably have heard this statement, and it's true, that you cannot lead a hungry man to the Savior. There is a responsibility we have. The Bible even speaks of that in James and 1 John. If a man is hungry, don't say to him, go in peace and be warmed. God bless you. Let me give you a holy Christian-like prayer. What a waste of time and what a misrepresentation of what Christ came to do. Don't do that. Jesus cares about man's belly, man's body. He cares about what they eat. He cares very much. So do we. So should we because of that. And so what Jesus does in the first part of John 6, he feeds 5,000. And he doesn't go to the store. There is no store. There wasn't one then. There isn't one now. He does the miraculous just like his father did in the days of Moses in the wilderness. He feeds 5,000, and then the people immediately after that want to crown him as king. Today, you're the Messiah. Let's go. Let's get on with it. And Jesus says, no, this is not the right time.